Thank you, Sarah, and welcome everybody to the IBA conference. It really is good to see how the IBA are continuing to flourish, and our little humbling beginnings in New Zealand back in 2008 to really get the families continue to grow, and it's really is good to see that happening. I'm going to give you a brief presentation on a company that a colleague and I formed through necessity, really. I've been so passionate about the black currant, and what people would say to me was, well, where the hell can we get these damn things from? And that was pretty hard to answer. And the initial outcome, we knew some benefits. There was some research coming through from Dr. Roger Hurst and other people around the globe, and there weren't many out there being commercial about it. So my colleague and I formed a company, Grayson Products Limited, and it was a bit of a play on words. It was the last day of a particular Reserve Bank manager in New Zealand retiring, and he was obviously talking about GDP. So if you have a look at the letters there, GDP. Move on. Yeah. I just want to quickly start from the beginning of what we have found in New Zealand, that all black currants, including around the world, have obviously got levels of anthocyanins in them. But when you go into a nutraceutical, cosmetic surgical type market, you've got to be absolutely no residues or any potential for any residues. So it starts to minimise down to the varieties that you can grow the cleanest and the greenest way. And through the research that happened way back in the 80s, when Rex did have some hair, the SCRI, and now of course we know it as James Hutton Institute, we started the humble beginnings of our Bernard variety, and they're the makeup of the parents. It came over to New Zealand, and we crossed with the Bernard that we've got in New Zealand, and around 1989, the variety was released as Bernard. And we didn't know then that how easy that variety was to grow when it came to for benefits from nutraceuticals. But as time went on, we learned a lot more about it. I just thought I'd briefly mention the Bernard. The extract that Mark and Derek and what have you have spoken about today actually comes from this particular variety. So it's a consistently good yielder. We've got 2 or 3 growers from New Zealand here at the moment. They would probably average anything deep in excess of 10, 11 tonnes per hectare a year, and sometimes running around 14, 15 tonnes per hectare. Average harvest date in New Zealand is around the 18th of January, so it's a mid-season yielding harvesting variety for us. It holds on very well, so it becomes quite nice and black, and it can hold on to the bush. It won't fall off and out screaming noise as we can sometimes get around harvest. So it hangs on when it's mature. Berry sizes around the 67, 72 grams. Low acid, medium vitamin C, and it's got a strong colour. High resistance to leaf spot, hence we don't have to use a whole lot of fungicide. We still use fungicides and insecticides on Bernard that end up in the nutraceutical market, but they are more the sulphurs, the coppers, and some other, but they have to be residue compliant. It is susceptible to Botrytis, and I noticed that in my travels around the globe that Botrytis is found in North Bend, here in UK, and I've seen it also in Germany. They seem to be a little bit more susceptible to it than other varieties, and that's the case with that Bernard. And of course we do have a little bit of gall mite problem, especially in Canterbury, and they are susceptible to that, but the sulphurs and now the Movento programs are taking care of that. But it does require high chilling hours. Now those chilling hours aren't anywhere near, I don't think, as high as you guys have over here. But if we can get our chilling hours from around 1500 plus, we're doing pretty well. And this variety needs to be up to that top end, 1500, 1800 hours per annum. But we do have a lot of days that have high chill factor, and I'm sure that is contributing to our overall chilling hours, as it turns out. Got a mistake here. I thought somebody might have picked it up by now. We've talked about anthocyanins today, And if you have a look on there, I've got 200 milligrams to 600 milligrams and 100 mils. It's meant to be 100 grams. It's not meant to be mils. When you're rushing to try and get onto the aeroplane, you're actually trying to do it at PowerPoint at the same time as saying goodbye to the family. These things will get a little bit muddled up. So I apologise for that mistake. It's not 100 grams. But the interesting thing about, we've talked about, and I know Joe was very pleased to talk about the good old British black currants, and so she should be. But one of the things that we have been proven in New Zealand that we actually have got very high anthocyanins in all our varieties compared with some of the regions around the world. And there are I'll leave that on there at this stage. There are 15 anthocyanins found in black currants. Now these numbers may have changed through continued research, but these figures I'm quoting from a paper that was printed in public peer review in 2009. So 50 anthocyanins black currants, there's four major ones, and we've heard some about them today. The Delphinium glucoside, the Delphinium rutenside, and the cyanide glucoside, and the cyanide rutenside. Now they are actually about 90% of the anthocyanins content in the black currant versus the other 11 or so anthocyanins that are in there. And the two very major ones are cyanide 3 rutenside and the Delphinium 3 rutenside. So they are the two top percentage anthocyanins in the vinaigrette. Why is it that we do seem to have the highest anthocyanins from black currants from around the world? And there are reasons for this, and that is because, unfortunately, it's not so good for human beings, but we lack our ozone layer. We've got a lack of ozone layer in New Zealand, in our part of the world, and it's due to the, so obviously we have strong UV rays, and unfortunately, out of that, from a human perspective, we do have a high percentage of skin cancer in New Zealand, so we've got to slip, slop and slap and cover ourselves up through our summer to try and prevent that awful disease. But what it does do, it promotes anthocyanins in the skins of fruit and also in some vegetables. And that's why our wines, for instance, Florian, but that's why our wines in New Zealand, especially like the Sauvignon Blanc, what have you, are very high in upfront fruit flavour. And it's actually to do with the action of the UV light on the fruit skin. And when that's pressed, that does give us more fruit flavour. So it's an interesting situation. We're obviously close, we're a country that's very close to the Antarctica. So our skies are very clear, sometimes very cold. But we have got a lot of pure quality air. We're a little country amongst Tasman Sea, Pacific Ocean, and the Antarctic's down the bottom end of it. And we're sitting in the middle of that. And so therefore our maritime climate allows us for high sun hours, but and also if you have a look around the globe, you'll see that we are now latitude, our specific latitude is between 41 and 45, and that is also an influence on what happens in terms of the production of anthocyanins. To give you some perspective of our sunlight hours in the regions that the black currants are grown in New Zealand, which are predominantly in the South Island, because it's cooler in the South Island, around about 2,400 hours per year, so our sunshine light hours are high. So how do we protect, how does the black currant protect from the UV rays? Black currant berry protection comes from the phytochemicals that are in the black currant, of course, and they are anthocyanins and vitamin C. So, and they're mainly in the skin of the fruit. So we extract the extracts from the skin. So the juice is obviously gone off the ribena, and the pulp and the seed goes and gets extracted for black currant seed oil, and the skins are processed and a process of microfines them down to very fine powder, and it becomes the extract. And that's what the extract's made up of. It's actually the skin of the black currant. Just on the anthocyanins, so these figures are from 2011 paper from Matsumoto from Japan, and European average levels of anthocyanins have ranged between 162 to 280 milligrams per 100 grams. Russia up to 160 milligrams. North America, North America, 300 to 411 milligrams, and New Zealand 280 to 600 milligrams. So that probably gives you a little bit of a reason why we are actually pretty proud that New Zealand blackcurrants really do deliver high levels of anthocyanin. I just thought I'd mention a few, and there's a few others that aren't on here which I should mention, but the extract is produced by a company in New Zealand called Just Berries. They have had various formulations, 20%, 30%, 35%, 40% anthocyanin. The work that was done that Mark showed earlier on was actually done with 20% anthocyanin. We're now sitting in our products, the Vitality range, and also the girls here with Current product is 35% anthocyanin. Now there's a reason for hitting that target, because although we haven't got an absolute daily dose yet, I think if Suzanne was here today she would have announced a daily dose, but I was just talking to Roger the other day, but I'm not going to say what it is, but it's really interesting now it falls into line, and this data will come out fairly soon. So we have the in vitro, we have the clinical. If we're going to be a commercial company to sell blackcurrant extract around the world, we have to have clinical trials. The market's asking for clinical. In vitro, yeah, fine, give it a tick. Don't want to know about it really. They want to know about human reaction to anthocyanins and blackcurrants. So keep doing this hard work, guys. Let's make sure our industry supports that one leg of the four legs that are very important on our table of blackcurrants. I'll talk about that in a minute. So Dr. Roger Hurt's team in Plant and Food have done a lot of work on brain, gut, muscle recovery, and now looking at also obesity. There's also another chap in New Zealand called Dr. Jim Mann from Otago University, and he's also looking at diabetes and obesity, and I think we'll have some great news on that going forward, probably about, I don't know, 2 or 3 years. Dr. Abdul Nolan on gut health, Mark on muscle recovery, Tasuda on metabolic syndrome, Matsumoto on vision, and also he's done quite a bit on blackcurrant seed oil and brain too, which I didn't write down. And I can't pronounce that guy's name, but he's from Finland, and he presented a very good paper at Poland for us on allergies. Also there's work being done on PMS, menopausal activity, and also anti-aging. So we are looking towards developing a women's health product in our range, and I think after I've heard Derek today, maybe a men's health product too. I'll go quickly, because I've been given the time rushing by. That's our range of products. Unfortunately, our brand is Vitality, but for us to really grow our business, we need to get to, we want to get to Asia, Malaysia, Indonesia, and to do that we have to trademark our brand, and also we have to register each product by country, by product. And we can't do that without a trademark, and we can't trademark Vitality. You here in Britain have got a Vitality Health company, and also in America, North America, they've got a Vitality Gymnasium company, and they've challenged us, so we can't trademark that name Vitality. So unfortunately, we're going through a brand change. And having said that, hopefully while I'm still away, having a little bit of a holiday in the UK, that we'll hear whether we've been successful with our application for trademark. Just to quickly, just the light here, is it? Where's the light here?
Yeah, it should be red button at the top.
Yeah. Okay, so the allergy relief, the skin hair and nails, and the brain boost are all blackcurrant seed oil, and they are all the same product. So no deception going on here. What we found as we started to market the product, and if we just look at the brain health there, the vision, and the muscle recovery, they are also the same 35%, 550 milligram capsule of blackcurrant extract with vitamin C in it, And then this one here, Ultra Balance, is a mix of a mix of blackcurrant extract and blackcurrant seed oil. Now, there's some obviously common packaging in there. If you read the label, there's different recommendations on them. But what we found when we started to market into the various markets, and say we're looking at vision, for instance, and you have a common bottle, a generic bottle with maybe saying it's good for vision or something on it, people weren't interested. So we had to put our products into sectors. So what we're finding now that skin, hair and nails and allergies are going into more health shop or health market, women's health especially. And then you've got your brain boost and your brain health, which is looking at obviously at Parkinson's disease and dementia and things like that. And they are market segmentised. So that's why we've gone and got a range of products. And as I say, we are also looking at women's product very soon. So in the muscle recovery, brain health and vision, and when we do we do a revamp when we get the new labels printed, we're going to call it Vision A, because we're actually going to add some vitamin A in there too. But those three products have got 35% anthocyanins in them. They're a 550 milligram capsule, and in that capsule is 78 milligrams of vitamin C, via ascorbic acid, 472 milligrams of blackcurrant extract, which deliver 165 milligrams of anthocyanins per capsule. And once we get the information from Roger and his team, we should be able to put a daily dose around that. The Ultra Balance is the mixture of the oil and the extract, which was extremely hard to manufacture. It took us 18 months to get it right. It has to be stabilised like all blackcurrant seed oil has to be. And we use a very expensive vitamin E material in there to stabilise those products. And in that capsule there is 600 milligrams of anthocyanins, 600 milligrams of extract, 60 milligrams of anthocyanins, 320 milligrams of blackcurrant seed oil, and that comes out soft wrap gel. Just to finish off, the challenges, human trials, we must have those trials, guys, and keep up the good work there. Ongoing work and financial resources. This is not an inexpensive game, I can tell you. Myself and my colleague have put a lot of money into this, and we need to put a lot of money into it. We've set up the company in such a way that we're going to have to bring in outside investors to help us grow the business. Label recommendations continue to be a little bit of a nightmare. Marketing material and label recommendations have to be identical. They can't tell a different story. And that's just come into new health regulations that were brought out in New Zealand in January of this year, and have also come out into the European Food Safety Authority too. Global trademark, we have to get trademark to get our products out of New Zealand. Registration by product, the products are going to be registered with countries, and that's intergovernmental registration. And returns to the grower. If the growers are going to be growing a specific blackcurrant for that, we believe they should be paid a little bit more for it, I know. And at the bottom there is the how much fruit is actually taken to produce a kilogram of blackcurrant. It's quite interesting. I think 130 to 150 tonnes of raw fruit produces 1 kilogram of 35% extract. So these things aren't going to move a whole lot of blackcurrants for you. They're still the biggest mover of blackcurrants is going to be producing it for concentrate. And finally, and then the positives, there are some. We found encapsulation, it's an easy product that you see it out there, it's in just in bottles. Good shelf life, easy to transport. These rules here, the nutrient profiling scoring criteria has become an international regulation. And we're in this game here, we're in the general level health claims. We can't afford to be in the high health claims. And the reason, you go through all this documentation and you can find out what you can say about specific fruit and vegetables in the health claim. It's a bit of a nightmare to get through, but actually it's given us some vision to our products going forward. The high health claim, there is one high health claim at the moment from New Zealand, It's a company called Espray who market kiwi fruit. And that process took about 18 to 2 years in time and $157,000. That's why we're not into the high level, high claim area. We can't afford to be there. And just to finish off, international collaboration, I think we see it in the plant breeding already with Rex's teams and the New Zealand teams and the Polish teams and what have you. I think we see it in science, and I would like to think that the science guys, that we need more than one paper, but we don't a whole lot of duplication. We're spending the money twice or three times when we only need to spend it once or twice. So keep talking to each other about what's out there, and also the growers themselves. And this sort of forum gives us that time to talk and rub shoulders and learn about our industry. And finally, I think I've demonstrated to you briefly today that 5 years ago we were looking for something that was going to be magic for black currants. You know, cranberry urinary tract infections. That's what people know cranberry about. To be honest, there is no doubt in my mind that the black currant delivers a lot from many different health requirements. And I think we've got to be really pushing this line. Black currant is berry for health, for life. Thank you.